This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution, and I'm sitting here this lovely sunny Tuesday morning in Toronto with none other than Celeste Pesce. How are you today?
Thanks, Jamie. I'm doing great.
Now, would you mind explaining what you're doing in Toronto and what you do when you're in Argentina?
Yes. Well, here I'm here in Toronto for a very, very quick visit, so I'm very happy to have Jamie with me this morning.
Hey.
In Argentina, I'm assistant winemaker for Luca Wines. It's a brand of Laura Catena, named after his older son Luca. And we are here tasting some of the wines that will be released here soon at the LCBO stores.
Now, what can you tell us about Luca wines and what makes them different from the other Catena brands?
Mm-hmm. Well, with Luca, the core of Luca wines are the different growers that we work with. We have been working with them for the past 10 years. Those are from Mendoza, owners of 2 to 10 hectare vineyards and very, very old vineyards. So the difference, I think, are the growers and the love that they put in their vineyards, the age of the vineyards, and of course the location that are very high altitude and cool regions.
Now, when you're talking about older vineyards, what kind of age are we talking about?
We're talking on an average of 35 years old. We have vineyards that are 80, 96 years old, and we also have 35-year-old vineyards.
And these are all on ungrafted vines?
Everything. We don't have phylloxera. Phylloxera is not a big problem for us in Argentina. We irrigate. Mendoza is a desert, so we need to irrigate everything. We have just 200 millimeters of rain per year, so we need to irrigate and we flood the phylloxera. So.
And that is using the old Inca, I guess, irrigation systems, is it not?
Yes, Inca and Huarpes irrigation system that we have canals in Mendoza that take the water everywhere. So we're very lucky to have those for so many years. Otherwise, it will be just a desert. Everything that grows in Mendoza is thanks to the Indian.
It's also a rather small production at Luca, is it not?
Yes, we are now producing 6,000 cases of wine. We have 6 different wines. The one that we produce more is the Malbec. It's almost 2,000 cases. We just produced 1,000, and we have one wine, Nico by Luca, that we just produced 4 barrels. That's 100 cases.
Not very much.
No.
Not very much at all.
Not at all.
Which varietals, apart from Malbec, do you use?
We have Chardonnay, we have Pinot Noir, Syrah, and we use a little of Cabernet in Beso de Dante blend.
Okay. And which is your favorite grape to work with?
Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir?
Yeah.
Why is Pinot Noir your favorite grape to work with?
It's the most challenged grape to work, and it's the less grape that we have. I mean, we have a lot of Chardonnay, Malbec, Cabernet, Syrah, and Mendoza, but we don't have really good Pinot plants, and it's a challenge every year. When to harvest. We are growing at very high elevation, so we need to be very, very careful that we won't get dark color in Pinot Noir.
Right,
so it's a challenge to look for the right time to harvest with all the complexity that we want, the aromas, but not having a very dark color. There is not Pinot characteristic.
Quite often when it gets that darker colour and there's a lot more extract, I think it sometimes has a habit to taste a little bit more like Syrah, which is not my favourite style of Pinot, I have to say.
Not mine either.
How much of your wine is actually for the export market from Luca? Is most, because I know that the Argentinians drink an awful lot of wine, but is most of the Luca wine for export?
Yes, actually the high-end wines in Argentina is very, very hard because people is used to table wine. I mean, there is a new wave of people that are focusing in more high-end wines, but it's very, very difficult. Actually, in Argentina, we sell 300 cases of the whole production, and we export
300 cases?
300,
okay,
and it's very low, but it's very high compared with that segment of wine.
Okay.
So actually, the Chardonnay, the Luca Chardonnay, is the most expensive Chardonnay from Argentina. I mean,
Really?
to give you an idea
Interesting.
of how.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me to taste these wines today. They really are quite delicious, and thank you for joining us at Good Food Revolution.
Thank you, Jamie. It's a pleasure to be here.